The next concentration term is mole fraction. If we assume the total solution to be total 1, that is the fraction of total solution is 1, and number of moles of solute, let it be N1, and the number of moles of solvent, let it be N2, then the mole fraction of solute is defined as the number of moles of solute divided by the number of moles of solute plus the number of moles of solvent, that is N2. Similarly, the mole fraction of solvent can be described as the number of moles of solvent divided by the number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. We should always remember that total number of moles of solute plus solvent is always equal to 1. That is, total number of moles of solution always is 1. And in percentage, it is always 100%. But the fraction of total solution is always 1. So let us discuss a question on the topic of mole fraction, concept of mole fraction. So the question is, calculate mole fraction of ethylene glycol in a solution containing 20% ethylene glycol by mass. So if solvent is not mentioned, so we'll consider solvent always as water. So what is the meaning of 20% solution by mass? That means 20 grams of solute, and here solute is ethylene glycol, that is C2H6O2. So 20 grams of ethylene glycol is dissolved in 80 gram of water. That is why 20 plus 80 becomes 100. Now we have to find out the mole fraction, that is mole fraction of solute C2H6O2. So according to the formula, mole fraction of solute is equal to number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles of solution. So for number of moles, we'll need the molar mass of solute, that is C2H6O2, which will be equal to carbon is 12, so 12 into 2 plus hydrogen is 6 plus oxygen is 16 into 2. So on solving, this comes out to be 62. So 62 gram is the molar mass of solute, and we know the molar mass of water is 18. So mole fraction of ethylene glycol is the mass of solute, that is ethylene glycol, that is 20 divided by 62. This is number of moles of solute divided by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. And what is number of moles of solvent? Mass of solvent, which is 80, divided by molar mass of solvent, which is 18. So when we solve this, comes out to be 0.068. So always remember that total mole fraction. So total mole fraction of a solution is always 1. That means mole fraction of solute plus solvent will be 1. So mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent will be equal to 1, and solute we just found out to be 0.068. And if we need to find out the mole fraction of water, which is the solvent, so we can solve this. So mole fraction of solvent is 1 minus 0.068, which comes out to be 0.932. Mole fraction will not have any units since it represents only fraction of particle. The next concentration term is molarity. This is a very important concentration terms because usually we get to see such questions in both theory and competitive exams. So molarity is defined as the number of moles of solute divided by total volume of solution. So we know total number of moles of solute is mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. So mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute divided by total volume of solution, that should be in liters. So here we'll be solving a very simple NCERT question on molarity. The question is, calculate molarity of solution containing 5 gram NaOH in 450 ml of solution. That means mass of the solute is mentioned and the volume of solution is mentioned. So according to our formula, molarity is defined as number of moles of solute. So we'll need molar mass of solute also. So the molar mass of NaOH comes out to be 40. So mass of the solute is 5 divided by molar mass of NaOH, that is solute, is 40 divided by volume of solution is mentioned 450 ml, but we have to convert it into liters according to our formula. So 450 divided by 1000. So when we solve this, the answer comes out to be 0.278 moles per liter. So there are some special cases of molarity, like what happens to the molarity if the solution is diluted or if we add something into that solution. Take the first case on adding water. That means if I am diluting a solution, so let's take a hypothetical case where the solution is 1 liter and I have 2 moles of HCl in that solution. So now what I do is I add 1 liter of water in the same solution. Now total solution becomes 2 liters. That means where 2 moles were in 1 liter, now the same 2 moles are distributed in 2 liters, but for 1 liter there is only 1 mole present, right? That means molarity, which was 2 moles per liter, changes to 1 mole per liter on dilution. So how do we write it mathematically? So mathematically we know that molarity is equal to number of moles divided by volume. So I can say number of moles is equal to M into V. So number of moles is equal to MV. So for the number of moles of this solution will be M1, V1, and the number of moles of this solution will be M2, V2. So let's start solving it mathematically. So molarity here was 2 moles per liter. So that is 2, and the volume was 1. New molarity we have to find out, and we know that we have diluted it to 2 liters. So now the total volume of the solution is 2 liters. So new molarity, that is M2, will be 2 divided by 2, that is 1. And we already know that according to our hypothetical example, 1 mole per liter. So the new molarity is 1 mole per liter. That means whenever we dilute a solution, our formula to find out the new molarity will be M1V1 equals to M2V2. Second special case is, instead of dilution, suppose I add acid into the solution. So let's take one case where I take 1 liter of the solution of HCl. That means I assume HCl has 2 moles, and second 1 liter, another solution which contains 4 moles of HCl in 1 liter. 1 liter. Now if I mix both the HCl solutions, so what will happen? We will have a total of 2 liters, right? But HCl and HCl, they won't react. In fact, the number of moles will get added up. Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but per liter, per 1 liter. So this is total 2 liters. Per liter, the number of moles per liter changes to 3. So molarity changes. So here, if I say this number of mole is M1V1, we recently did that number of moles is M1V1, and this number of moles is M2V2. Now the new number of moles will be M final, V final. So M1 is 2 year, volume is 1 liter, plus M2 is 1, 2, 3, 4 year, and volume is again 1 liter. M final, so theoretically we found out to be 3. Let us see whether practically also it is right. So this is M final into V final is 2. Now the total volume of this resulting solution is 2. So what is molarity of the resulting solution? 4 plus 2, 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. So we just did it theoretically, it is 3 moles per liter. So whenever we add acid to acid, so the acid to acid, the molarity, new equation, molarity equation is M1V1 plus M2V2 is equal to M final, V final. But if instead of acid, I would have taken a base. Suppose we are taking two acids, the number of moles get added up. And instead, if I take one acid and one base, so if I take 1 liter of 2 moles of HCl and I take 1 liter of 4 moles of NaOH. So this is our HCl, this is NaOH. We know that now the total volume becomes 2 liters. So 1 liter plus 1 liter is 2 liter obviously. So now the total volume of the solution is 2 liters, but the problem here is 1 mole of HCl will react with another 1 mole of HCl neutralizing the solution. Second mole will react with second mole of HCl neutralizing the solution. Now only whatever is excess will be left behind in the solution. So in our solution, what is left? NaOH. That means now the new formula of the equation is N1V1 minus N2V2, because see 4 minus 2 is 2. So N1V1 minus N2V2 is equal to N final, V final. Here N1V1 is that number of moles which are larger in number, and N2V2, matlab the N1V1 is NaOH in our above example, and N2V2 will belong to HCl, and the final resulting solution will be whatever is more, that is NaOH. So final resulting solution, the normality is not of HCl, the normality of the resulting solution is NaOH. Because now only NaOH is left in the solution, because HCl is fully neutralized. 2 moles of HCl were lesser in number, they are fully neutralized by 4 moles of NaOH. So let's try solving a question on special cases of molarity. The question is 100 ml of 2 molar HCl is mixed with 200 ml of 3 molar HCl. So HCl in HCl, that means we are going to apply the addition equation. So both the same kind of things are mixed. So M1V1 plus M2V2 is equal to M final, V final. So let us suppose this is our M1V1. So molarity is 2 molar and volume is 100 ml, plus M2V2, that is 200 ml of 3 molar. So 3 molar into 200 ml. So resulting solution molarity we don't know, and volume. So we know that if we mix 200 ml in 100 ml, the total volume becomes 300, but we will not put here 300 because it is mentioned that it is further diluted. That means on addition of water, instead of 300, the volume becomes 600 ml. So we can very well find out the molarity of the final resulting solution, which is 2 into 100 is 200 plus 600 divided by 600. So when we solve this, this comes out to be 300. The question is, what volume of 0.1 molar barium chloride is required for complete precipitation of barium phosphate from 100 ml of 0.2 molar sodium phosphate? Let us see what is the equation. So barium chloride reacts with sodium phosphate, and the product is this. It's mentioned is required for complete precipitation of barium phosphate from this. So from sodium phosphate we will make barium phosphate. It's mentioned. So from sodium phosphate. From sodium phosphate, we are going to make barium phosphate. Now, since it is two different things reacting, it is a precipitation reaction. So our molarity equation should be M1V1 minus M2V2 is equal to M final V final. Now the number of moles of this resulting solution should be 0 because the acid completely reacts with base. The resultant number of moles are 0. So I can also say M1V1 is equal to M2V2, but a little change we have to do, that here M1V1 will be divided by its stoichiometric coefficient N1. So what is stoichiometric coefficient? In a balanced chemical equation, number of moles mentioned above that particular compound. So before that particular compound, what are the number of moles mentioned? They represent the stoichiometric coefficient of that particular compound. For example, for barium chloride, N will be 3. For sodium phosphate, N will be 2. So barium chloride completely precipitates sodium phosphate. So let us see what is M1V1 of barium chloride. So in this case, it is mentioned barium chloride is 0.1 molar and volume is not mentioned. So this is the volume we have to find out. So M1 is mentioned. So M1 is mentioned to be 0.1 and the volume is not given to us, but the stoichiometric coefficient N1, it is mentioned to be 3. And for M2V2, so for M2V2 we have 0.3 molar of 100 ml. So we have 0.3 molar of 0.2 molar of 100 ml, and the stoichiometric coefficient here is also 2. On solving for this volume, so this volume comes out to be 300 ml because all the volumes are here in ml, so the answer of volume will also be in ml. So wherever there is a precipitation reaction in a balanced chemical equation, the formula will be M1V1 over N1 is equal to M2V2 over